Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm giving you a long overdue video. Today we're going to count down the top characters I want to see in Fire Emblem Warriors. As you all know, Fire Emblem Warriors got announced earlier this year, and it's a game I am very hyped for. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, and I'm a big Muso fan, so when you put them together, yes, I'm very excited. This is something I've actually wanted for years. I might make that a video itself. Top games I want to see become Muso games, or top anime I want to see become Muso games, but that's for a later date. So, couple ground rules for this. One, I'm not going to list like 50 characters because the Fire Emblem series has a slew of characters that's been in the games over the years, and I would be here all day if I listed all the characters I want to see. So these are just the top of the top, and also no obvious choices like Marth or Robin because they're shoo-ins and that would be a waste of a slot. So, with all that said, hope you guys enjoy, and let's count down the top characters I want to see in Fire Emblem Warriors. Most Fire Emblem characters use one or two types of weapons that's commonly shared among other characters: swords, lances, bows, etc. Then there's Zephyr, the King of Burn, that was a giant staff capable of transforming into a longsword. The amount of versatile combos that such a weapon could create in a Muso game is limitless. It was reason enough for Zephyr to make the roster. A giant, long-reaching weapon is perfect for a game where the objective is clearing out hordes of enemies. Hector is awesome. He's the only lord whose default weapon of choice is an axe, and is a pretty laid-back dude. He's also been one of my favorite characters, let alone lord, in the entire series. I've always thought him a perfect fit for Smash Brothers, but seeing as how Sakurai has yet to realize my genius, how about putting him in Fire Emblem Warriors instead? Directly controlling Hector swinging around his giant legendary axe Armads would please my childhood self beyond words. Lyn is a fan favorite at this point, even among people that have never played her game, Blazing Sword. She's the first Fire Emblem character after Marth and Roy that many of us in the West were introduced to, so it's no surprise she means a lot to the fanbase. Lyn uses a sword like the average Fire Emblem lord, but her fighting style is more swift and precise, almost similar to a traditional Japanese samurai. Couple this with her use of the bow when she's promoted to a great lord, and you have the setup for a very fast and chaotic playstyle. Penth is my favorite magic user in Fire Emblem. He shows up in the desert map of Blazing Sword and is literally capable of soloing every single unit on the map himself. What's even better is that he stays that powerful after the stage when he joins your group. He's a master sage and his strength as a unit reflects that. I like to see that transfer to Fire Emblem Warriors. I imagine him playing similarly to Link in Hyrule Warriors when he has the fire rod equipped. Just lots of fire. Like, fire everywhere. Jafar was the original assassin in Fire Emblem and left quite the impression on me with both his character and efficiency in what he does best. The proclaimed Angel of Death wouldn't be raining down hellfire like Penth or swinging around a giant axe like Hector in Fire Emblem Warriors, but I see Jafar being able to handle bosses more easily than characters that focus on crowd control, given his profession, which you don't see too often in Muso games. Joshua is a cool dude, from his looks, to his attitude, to how he even joins their party in Sacred Stones. Combine this with the flashiness and smoothness of the Swordmaster class, and I know Joshua could bring some slick swordplay to a game that's already bound to be filled with sword users. Ike is my favorite main character in the series. From the way he sees people for who they are in a world marred in racial hatred and tension, to the way he annihilates anything that looks at him the wrong way as a unit in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, no other lord in the series comes close to topping Ike as my favorite. I love to see Ike use a combination of his sword Ragnall and his father's axe Irvin, as a powerhouse capable of cutting down small groups with ease using tremendous power. I really like Alencia. She's a great Nintendo princess compared to another pink princess who shall not be named. She defended her country on the front lines when it was on the brink of civil war and had to make some truly hard decisions as a ruler. Now, some of you unfamiliar with too many Muso games might think a character riding a flying horse wouldn't really fit, but I'm here to tell you it's already kinda been done before. For one, horses are a staple of Dynasty Warriors, and flying units are common in the Gundam Musou games. So, implementing a Pegasus Knight, spearing or slicing people from above would be easy to implement. It'll be a huge wasted opportunity if Intelligent Systems doesn't include a transforming unit in Warriors, given how big of a role they've played in its series history. My favorite of them all are the Lagoos from the Tellius games, with the Hawk King Tabarn being my favorite among them. Similar to how Pegasus Knights would play, a Sky Lagoos would slash the enemy from above with his beak and talons. The transformation gauge like the one in the Tellius games would keep them from being in beast form all the time, so it had to be activated via a Musou special attack or simply racking up damage. Anyone that knows me knew this guy was going to show up. The Black Knight is my favorite Fire Emblem character. Every time he appears in the scene, you know it's important, and every time you hear his theme play on the battlefield, you can be sure somebody's about to die. The Black Knight, despite his bulky appearance, is actually quite swift. So combine this with his strength and defenses along with the teleportation powder he usually carries on him, and you get some crazy combos for a Musou game. Imagine slashing the enemy in a flurry before tossing them into the air, only to teleport behind them and bring them crashing back down to the earth, only to continue the combo immediately after. That's what the Black Knight would be capable of, and that's why he would be a perfect fit for a Musou game. Minerva stands out in the series of games already littered with characters with her striking blood red hair and armor. I always respected her, being a great example of self-sacrifice and selflessness, as she fought for a ruler she had no desire to for 6 years, just to protect her younger sister. Being a Wyvern rider, I imagine Minerva playing similarly to a Pegasus Knight, just more aggressive. Maybe Intelligent Systems could take it a step further and have the Wyvern take part in attacking enemies during combos, like having Minerva skewer a row of enemies with her spear, and then have her Wyvern immediately blitz the enemy afterwards. Everyone loves Tharja. She's popular with both older fans and those introduced to the series with Awakening. We've had plenty of Dark Mage-esque characters in Musou games before, so it would be easy to implement Tharja. But I actually like to see Tharja function as a status ailment inflictor of sorts. Anyone that's played Awakening knows that Tharja has a sort of affinity for hexes and curses. Inflicting status effects would be a great callback to that, along with throwing around dark magic. Ninjas are the assassins of Fire Emblem Fates, and we've had a million of them in the Musou games. Saizo was my go-to ninja in both routes of Fates he was available in. Both swift and powerful, I like to see that incorporated in the Fire Emblem Warriors with the typical ninja shenanigans like shuriken, multiplication, and Saizo's own personal skill of being able to generate an aura of fire around his body. This can make him stand out from the abundance of other ninjas in the series. This is another one you saw coming if you know me. If the Black Knight is my favorite character in the series, Camilla is probably my second favorite. I initially liked her for her design, but getting to know her in Fates truly won me over. Camilla rides a giant zombie dragon. That fact alone is cool, but Camilla is shown to be quite the savage and remorseless fighter despite her normally loving and calm demeanor, which I would love to see transfer over into her playstyle if she gets in Fire Emblem Warriors. So there you have it, those are the characters I want to see in Fire Emblem Warriors. So what do you want to see in Fire Emblem Warriors? Let me know down in the comments section. Even if you've only played 1 or 2 games in the series, I would still love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.